مستواي في العربي مش جاي مش منيح. بس أنا بحب أن أحكي في الموضوع صعبة.
Mhm.
Today I have a special guest. I have been trying to learn Arabic for a long time, going back 5-6 years, dabbled in Fusha, Egyptian Arabic, Levantine Arabic. But recently I've been working on Levantine Arabic with my tutor. So Hasan, I would like you to introduce yourself. And what's interesting about Hasan is that he is very much an adherent of the principle of learning through comprehensible input. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about your experience with comprehensible input and the motivation behind you setting up your own website for teaching Arabic through comprehensible input.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me. My name is Hasan Alhamwi. I'm a native Arabic speaker from Syria. I learned English when I was an adult the hard way. And many years later, I moved to Montreal, to Quebec in Canada. And recalling the trauma of language learning, traditional language learning, I resisted learning French, something I feel very sad about. So I'm not a natural by any means. For many years, I thought about language learning as something very, very difficult. Yeah, something that should be avoided at all costs unless you really need it. However, that idea changed after a few trips to Mexico. I got so interested in learning Spanish. So I decided to like search and see if there's been something new in the a way to connect with the people. That was my motive. And yeah, I came across comprehensible input by accident. And the idea of comprehensible input, for me, the word is mouthful, is jargon, but the idea is very simple, is that we humans acquire language when we get exposed to meaningful messages. When we hear a language in context, messages that are understandable through context, through visuals, through hand gestures, if there's someone who acts out what they're saying, then all we need is enough exposure and time with the language to gain lasting fluency.
So then what was then the motivation again to start up a website to use comprehensible input with Arabic? And with Arabic, of course, I speak from personal experience, it's difficult. You've got a difficult writing system. You've got different varieties of Arabic in different parts of the world. What was your thought process? How did you go about setting up your own website teaching Arabic via comprehensible input?
So while learning Spanish, I could not help but look, does this thing exist in Arabic? Does this exist in any other languages? And the answer was not really. There are few YouTubers, few channels that do few videos on comprehensible input, but again, to learn through comprehensible input, you need a lot of exposure, and that didn't exist on the internet. So the idea as I was progressing in Spanish, the idea kept coming back to me that I must do this. So I'm a civil engineer by profession. A few months ago, I stopped working and I dedicated my life to building Arabic all the time, which is now already we're the largest platform for the largest library of comprehensible input videos on the internet for Arabic in modern standard and Levantine Arabic. And yeah, just because it was lacking, and I've always thought I love Arabic and I love sharing it with the world, I thought if it didn't exist, I wanna build this. لابس لبس رسمي، لابس جاكيت رسمي، لابس قميص رسمي، ولابس بنطلون رسمي. الرجل لابس ملابس رسمي.
Do you make the same videos in both standard Arabic and Levantine Arabic, or do you make different videos for each version of Arabic, or how do you deal with that?
I think about the dialect versus standard Arabic issue as like more topic specific than you have to pick one and stick with it for all topics. Most Arabs, we like to communicate abstract topics in modern standard. That's how books are written. That's how the news channels broadcast. All the documentaries for history, for sciences, literature, politics. Modern standard Arabic is the way to go. However, for day-to-day life, for washing the dishes and for brushing your teeth, no one uses modern standard Arabic.
Right.
So until now, we've been for the day-to-day topic, we present them in Levantine, in Shami, and for the more abstract topics, we do for intermediate and advanced. We make our videos in Fusha, in modern standard. To answer your question, that Arabic is difficult and making comprehensible input for a difficult language. This was something that I learned the hard way. When we started, I thought, similar to Spanish, you can have a talking head, you add some icons that explains the idea, and that would make it comprehensible. But I learned the hard way that didn't work. It's much easier to make Spanish comprehensible when you're doing content in Spanish, at least for English speakers, because there is a big overlap. However, that's not the case with Arabic. Arabic is much distinct from English, so it just takes more effort from the presenter side of things to make themselves more comprehensible. Like, you need to be more expressive. هاي كتب، هذا كتاب، هذا كتاب، هذا كتاب، هاي كتب، هاي 3 كتب، هذا 1 2 3 هدول 3 كتب. One technique that I found very useful is when I isolate items. Like if I say, this is فنجان، هذا فنجان قهوة، فنجان, and then I say, هذا فنجان ماء, and so I isolate one item and I repeat it in different contexts, different like scenarios, different setup. It becomes very, very clear what I'm talking about. And even if you don't know a single word in Arabic, you can still get the message. And for me, that's what matters. Initially, nothing is comprehensible. When you started from beginning, nothing is comprehensible. You're not going to be able to tell where a word starts and a word ends, and that's normal. But if you get the message being communicated, if you understand the meaning behind the video, then you just need more time. You just need more time, and the pattern starts clicking.
Okay, now from my perspective as a learner, okay, so first of all, I totally agree with you that initially you have to overcome the strangeness of a new language. And I can understand where using a lot of gestures or pictures or isolating and a lot of audio. And even when I started into learning Chinese, we relied on audio and pinyin, which is the phonetic script for the initial period until we got into Chinese characters. With Arabic, and of course, I like to be able to read. So it's a major obstacle. So if you can avoid having to read, if you're a learner of Arabic and you're going to only ever speak and you can get to a level of fluency without ever reading, in a way that's easier. My own experience is that I find it easier to remember things that I can also read. So, and of course, as you yourself said, once you get into more serious topics, it's not 100% Fusha or standard Arabic, but it's mostly standard Arabic with some local, dialect mixed in. So at that point, do you not have to introduce writing?
You do. I believe that reading is a excellent way to get more input, but I am an advocate for delaying reading to a later stage. Just for the reason that initially there is no reading material that's going to be comprehensible to you. You need to acquire a number of vocabulary, a number of nouns, words, before any reading material will be comprehensible enough. So just like children learn languages, I think we can replicate the same experience as adults. That was my experience with Spanish. Well, I know that, Spanish is much easier because they use the Latin alphabet, and Arabic is very distinct. But I think the same general principle applies, that if you delay reading to a later stage after you've acquired some Arabic, then tackling reading will be easier. It's still challenging. Indeed, Arabic has a very unique writing system, very artistic, but very intimidating for learners.
Yes.
And I understand that. And I think, again, it's time and motivation, as you always say in all your videos. Yeah.
Right. So I have a question then. So because I think the whole subject of Arabic is probably quite intimidating for many people who have no experience with Arabic. But if you are from Syria or Lebanon, and you go to Iraq, or you go to Egypt, or you go to Abu Dhabi, and you speak your local dialect, I mean, would you speak your local dialect and be understood? Or would you, and the person in wherever you go, Baghdad, speak to you in Fusha or in their local dialect? How does that communication work?
It's very similar to if you have someone from like south of the United States going to Scotland. And they go, well, they if they speak in their own like pure dialect accents, they won't be very comprehensible to each other. So if I were to go to Iraq, I would standardize my Shami, my Levantine, my Syrian dialect, and it is the expectation that most, the other person will also standardize. We're not gonna speak Fusha. We're gonna speak still the dialect with our accents. In fact, for us Arabs, the word dialect doesn't have a translation, doesn't have this concept, is foreign to us. We say lahja, which translates more to an accent. It's not a dialect. For us, it's more like an accent, although I understand that the differences are, there is differences in vocabulary. So we standardize a bit our speech to make ourselves, understandable, comprehensible to each other. But we would not be speaking pure Fusha. That's very rare, unless you're TV presenters. No one on the ground, on the streets of Baghdad or Cairo or Damascus would speak Fusha to you. Yeah.
My own experience, I mean, we can talk about whether Danish and Swedish is one language or two. Portuguese and Spanish are similar. But my own experience with Arabic has been that I am very glad, despite the fact that it's taken me longer. Not only was I dabbling in standard Arabic, Egyptian, Levantine, but also doing Persian and Turkish at the same time, which is not ideal. Not ideal. However, I have a sense of Arabic that is one language. And if I find an interview on YouTube, it can come at me in 100% standard Arabic, 50% standard Arabic. You have no control over what form of Arabic is going to come at you. And therefore, the idea that I have that it's really one, and if the person speaks a little more like Egyptian Arabic or a little more like Syrian Arabic or more standard Arabic, I can understand it. And what I speak is also a bit of a mixture, because my brain is completely confused now between the different forms of Arabic. But I'm glad that I have that. I'm glad that I'm able to deal with, again, comprehension to my mind is the most important thing. Comprehensible input, if I have a broader range of potential comprehensible language, because I have had an exposure to Fusha and to different, regional variants, to me that's a good way. Because the whole thing with Arabic is it's a phenomenal tradition, phenomenal history. And so you want to be able to access all aspects of that culture. So my vote, unless if I were moving to Lebanon or Syria and I had to focus on one in order to be able to function every day, I would focus in on that one. But I'm glad that I have had some exposure to standard Arabic as well.
I cannot agree more. I truly believe that Arabic is one language. Again, as a child, I acquired Shami from my parents, from my surroundings. Then, as I grew up, I acquired Fusha through exposure, through watching the news, watching TV shows, and grew a bit more and watched Egyptian movies and then I acquired Moroccan, Iraqi through friendships. So I do believe it's just a matter of if you wanna be able to communicate with everyone. So the thing is, if you speak Fusha, everyone will understand you, but they won't speak Fusha back to you. So the key is understanding the other person, and to achieve that, you just need a bit of exposure to that specific variety of Arabic. And more or less, most Arabs understand each other, with the exception of the Maghreb, Morocco, Algeria, where there is a big barrier. If you're not familiar with the Maghrebi dialect, it's very hard for someone from the Levant or from Iraq to understand the Maghrebi. They would understand us. They understand the Shami perfectly, thanks to the Syrian TV shows and drama.
Right.
But Syrians in general, they have a hard time understanding people from the west of the Arab world, Morocco and Algeria, more specifically.
Right. So now, I therefore recommend that people who are interested in Arabic should go to Arabic all the time, and also connect with Hasan, who's an excellent tutor of the language, and he introduces you to so many aspects of the culture. And we'll finish off here where I will attempt to speak in Arabic, which is not one of my strongest languages. Halina نحكي في العربي.
تمام. ستيف، انت بتحكي عربي كتير منيح، وانا بحب اسمعك. نحن دائما بنحكي عربي، بنحكي عن التاريخ وعن امور مثيرة وشيقة. انا بحب الحكي معك كتير كتير.
أنا شكرا. للأسف مستوى لي أو مستوى إي would you say مستواي في العربي مش جاي، مش منيح. بس أنا بحب أن أحكي في الموضوع صعبة. مفردات في هذا الموضوع صعبة. إذا أنا كان مركز في الحوار موضوع يوميا كل يوم، راح يكون أسهل. أما comprehensible input لازم يكون حول شيء مثير للاهتمام. لهذا السبب كل مرة عندما نحكي سوا الموضوع هي شيء صعبة. بالنسبة لي صعبة أحكي أو توصي كل شيء اللي أنا بده أذكره if you understand.
تفهم. هو أمر طبيعي عادي جدا. أنت بمرحلة كتير منيحة باللغة، والاستمرار مع الوقت راح تتطور. وفعلا نحن بنحكي عن أمور صعبة كتير، يعني التاريخ، السياسة، الجغرافيا، هي أمور مو سهلة بالعربي. في كتير كلمات، في كتير مفردات. فعادي، أنا بشوفه عادي. تعلم اللغة ما بيصير فترة قصيرة، بده وقت، بيحتاج للوقت. والموتيفيشن أكيد.
أنا هون ما في أصدقاء من عالم عربي، أما التاريخ الثقافة هي السبب لماذا ليش أنا بدو أدرس العربي. So that's what I work at. Okay, I think that's good enough.